Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another BDE podcast. My name is Stephen Hawley, and I'm here in the studio with my main man, Big Pimpin', Spendin' G's. That's right, he is Big Pimpin' on BLAD's Shelton Walker.
What's up, Big Pimpin'? How are you, man?
I'm fantastic, man. It's so good to see you again.
It's even better to see you. We had to push our day back a little bit.
A little bit.
Because I had to do some recovery.
You were Big Pimpin'.
I was Big Pimpin' this weekend.
You are minor pimping right now. You're feeling your big pimping weekend.
It's
a little bit.
It's still it's hanging in there.
That's okay though.
It's right here hanging on for the ride for the show.
I love it.
We have a great show in store for us today.
Always.
BDE Moments, per usual. We have a new little side segment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Little shout outs from last week. A little carryover.
Little bring back.
Right.
Has the BDE continued? Look, you can have a BDE moment, but what I think what we're trying to convey to the folks that are watching this, it's not just about BDE moments.
Sure.
Can you keep it?
Can you have it consistently?
Exactly.
And we have two.
We have a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm pretty excited about. I kind of gave it away. It said two. You said couple, which left them on the edge of the seats. That's on me.
That's okay.
I'll take full responsibility.
Well, couple and few. Or,
I mean, typically it's always two, but you always can think maybe it's three.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress. So we have got that, and then we've got some Olympic talk. It's a little early. We got about 20 or so days left, 27 or so days,
give or take. But there's some qualifications going on, and look, this is a once every 4-year moment
for summer.
Well,
2 years for us, but
right.
yes, and I'm here for every second of it. Before we get into that, though, I got story time.
I love it.
From the Baller Weekend. Now, this didn't. I was there. Okay, this didn't involve me. Like last time, I pegged a 2-year-old in the forehead. Okay,
which was BDE in and of itself.
Correct. This. I was more of a witness of this.
Sure.
All right. So we played around 144 holes of golf this weekend.
Amazing.
Right? Pretty incredible. A lot of putts went down. A lot of putts were made. 15 footers, 20 footers, double breakers, uphills, downhills, sideways, leftways. Right. Tons of putts.
Like half that I understood.
Perfect. We're playing a little 4-man scramble. Okay. With the group in front of, actually, we were playing at 8-some because at this point we own the golf courses. We didn't care, right? BDE, when nobody gave a shit. We are on hole 17, up by 2 with 2 to play. We've got about a 12-footer for birdie. Okay, little, just birdie, right? Little breaker, nothing crazy, nothing like outside of what we've been making all weekend. Right? This was just another day in the park.
Look,
but
that's a putt all day.
But the pressure had changed, right? Because this was stealing some moolah. That was the only difference between the putts we've been making all weekend, because this was the stomping on the neck, right? This was locking it in
Finishing
type stuff.
Move. I love
right?
it.
So one of my buddies, Tom, he steps up to the putt. Another buddy behind him, mind you, we're on a little 17 kind of like peninsula green, so there's a pond to the right side of the green.
Sounds beautiful.
Right? It's beautiful. Well, other buddy Chris decides to say, once Tom drains this, he's jumping in the pond just to kind of throw a little dicer in there, because he knows
it's a little spicy.
Tom's for the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
So if he hits that putt, he knows for a fact that Tom will full send it with zero Fs and just drop her in the pond.
Let's go.
First, Tyler goes first. He misses it just barely. It was his shot and his birdie, so we let him go first.
Got it.
I think Tom probably would have jumped in the pond if he made that too, but I digress. Tom stepped up to the putt. I'm sitting behind the putt, looking at Tom, looking at the hole, looking at the ball, looking at Tom, looking at everybody else, looking at Chris. Chris and I make eye contact. I look at Tom. Tom's looking at the hole. It feels pretty good. He stripes it. I go, get ready, pond. Drains it. We go absolutely berserk.
My goodness.
Tom turns around, beelines it, and just full sends into the pond.
Fully clothed?
Fully clothed.
I love it.
Only thing he took off was his hat. Shoes were soaked.
How? Then, yeah. You lost me. He took his hat off.
It was more of like a graduation throw. Okay, it wasn't like he took it off and set it down. It was a graduation throw.
Fair enough.
Right. Full sends it and just nose dives into the pond.
How
and then
deep is this pond?
Then we all hugged him, completely drenched, and it was a beautiful moment. It was absolutely fantastic.
I love it.
It was a perfect cap to the weekend.
To a BDE weekend.
To a BDE weekend.
It sounds like it was a BDE weekend because you are coming back right now hurting a little bit from the weekend.
If
you didn't come back, I would tell you in this cast you didn't BDE this weekend at all, and I would be upset with you. I'm glad that you're hurting a little bit. I'm glad that you're dragging just a touch. You look good though, baby.
Listen, I had to throw on the shirt to kind of carry me to the victory.
The color brings out the
excitement because I did not have it. I can promise you. But I'm feeling good now that we're here.
I'm happy.
This goes. We're not in the BDE moments yet. Okay. So this moment was I guess you can call it another segment because this was almost a BDE, right? It was just short.
Fair enough.
Of a beat. Yeah. You could almost call it an LDE.
Oh no.
Right? Little dick moment.
Yeah.
Because this one right here, this one hurt.
Oh,
okay. This is NASCAR related. I'm sure most of our audiences aren't watching NASCAR because guess what? They just made another left turn. But it doesn't matter.
Turn left.
Turn left.
Turn left again.
I love NASCAR.
Look at the chick in the tube top.
I'm a huge NASCAR
and then turn left.
Winning a NASCAR race is few and far between. It's kind of like winning a golf tournament. Not really, but kind of. Right? You don't have a lot of the same guys winning. You can go back and forth with it, right? You're going to have a random winner every week. To win one, impressive. To win two in a row, it's really impressive. 3 in a row. Is there anybody else on the racetrack? Okay.
What? Why am I out here by is this a trial?
Yeah. What are we?
Are these trials?
Is this guy? Have we checked him for roids? What's going on? PED 4 in a row. Okay.
PED is that similar to?
Yeah, PED. Yeah. Performance enhancing. Yeah. Something's up, right? Well, Kyle Larson, was going for his 5th win this weekend. Last lap, turn 4. Okay. The last time that somebody has won 5 races in a row was 2007 with Jimmy Johnson.
Holy crap.
Arguably the GOAT of NASCAR. The guy won like 6 or 7 titles, which is insane.
I'm not going GOAT on Jimmy, but I see where you're at.
I know Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, guys are GOATs, but domination-wise, Jimmy just wasn't loud about it. Anywho, Kyle Larson coming down the last lap.
Okay.
4th turn. He can see the checkered line. He sees it. It's right in front of him. Nobody around him. Nobody. Not a soul. Flat tire. Into the wall. Donezo. It's like a non-contact ACL tear. Just done. Zippo.
Didn't we just watch a golfer 3 weeks ago? Literally on the 18th hole.
Just get ripped away from him.
So if this isn't almost, at least from the way that you've laid it out, and I've not seen the race, but from the way that you just laid things out, that's the equivalent of what we just watched Rahm go through. I'm correct with the?
Yeah, John Rahm. Yeah, I get. I see where you're going with it. I think a little bit different is this guy. John had another day left, right? So there was some room where
that's right. It was a Saturday.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was Sunday.
Right.
And he got pulled on 17. Round. Yeah, or he's teeing off on 18. They're like, you know what? Sorry.
Yeah.
This guy was on the last. He could see the finish line. Like he was probably taking his shoes off in the car. You know what I'm saying? He's unbuckling his seatbelt, getting ready to get out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you look when you're coming home from a big trip. You come home from a big trip. You hit the stretch. You take one last gulp before you get out of the car and unpack. I guarantee you, he put his beer back into the cooler. He's cleaning everything up inside the car before he gets out.
Yeah, that way you don't look like a crazy person when you hop out.
Exactly. He's probably cleaning things up. Yeah. So that was an almost that. Honestly, to be honest with you, if he would have won the 5th one, we probably wouldn't even heard about it or talked about it. So, the fact that he won 4 in a row and we had no clue until he lost
it because of such a crazy circumstance. But look, that's not so in golf. Just to kind of reference what we talked about with Rahm a few weeks ago, golf is a very, and you'll know this better than anyone, it's a very individual sport.
Very much.
Now, look,
just
you've
like
got
NASCAR.
your coaches and you've got your people that help you. You've got your caddy, obviously.
Yep.
But with NASCAR, you've got a team of
you've got spotters,
engineers.
Yep.
You've got your spotters. You've got your
crew chief. You've got
everything, and
the
all
crew
those guys,
the pit crew,
everything. Yeah, and look,
there's a lot
those
that goes
guys
into
are
it.
Trained to do. What do you think on a normal race? Look, in Daytona, which I think we both know a little bit better than maybe other NASCAR stuff. But in Daytona, what do you think? There's like somewhere between 7 and 12 pit stops.
Yes, that's a good guess. So I honestly they've changed the rules so much. I genuinely don't know.
They have
that's a great guess.
Yeah. But I would be willing to say so. This is a smaller course. It would be interesting to know
where, like, are you getting to like, hey, did they do a correct pit change?
It's just everything. I mean, look, they can monitor the tire pressure everything about that car, from your RPMs to your tire pressure to your tire temperature. And then sometimes they have to guess whether or not they're going to skip a pit stop in order to get gas.
Sure.
Right. And they guess. And sometimes we've seen it. Like you come through the finish line literally on fumes.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes you don't want the weight in the tires. So what I'm thinking is, man, this guy had been doing so well.
I think it was just a freak thing.
Yeah,
I don't think it was. That happens. It's a flat tire. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It happens on a flat tire on 95, but it doesn't happen on a flat tire.
These guys blow tires, I think, more than you like. It's
only if they drive poorly.
If they're pushing it too hard. Now, so he did pass it. He did lap a car right before there. Maybe I don't know. Fact of the matter is, and maybe that's true. Maybe that's something that'll come up later. That, hey, we pushed it too far. But I was more just thought it was great.
I hate it for the guy, and not only do I hate it for the guy, but I hate it for the team.
Right.
Because there's so many people that go into a NASCAR race, and a lot of folks don't know that. But just the people who are doing the pit stops, the engineering, the pre-race stuff that you go through. You have your pre-race car, your race car, and to get that close on something as monumental as winning
5 in a row.
5 in a row.
Gotta be locked in.
Yeah, that's tough. That sucks.
Sure.
That sucks for not just the driver, but obviously for everybody else
the whole
involved.
crew.
And look, man, you're out there in 100-degree weather. Yeah, and then
oops, got a little excited there. My bad.
You did.
I'm trying to get us all set up here. We got booted off the internet here. So what you just guys heard there was the lead into our BDE moments of the week.
I can't wait.
These are good. These are great.
Yeah, we've had a couple of them that were just monumental, and the third one the first one that we're going to go over, number 3, leading up into number 1. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is just, it hits you right here.
I get goosies every time I watch it. We keep getting booted off here. 1 second. Here we go.
So let's intro this just a little bit.
Yep.
So if for anybody who doesn't know, Wander Francisco is a baseball player for the Rays. And again, we're not shy here. We're Florida born. We do love our Florida sports.
We love this.
Yes. And Wander Francisco is a player here for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yep.
Young kid.
Yep.
Lot of potential. I don't know if he's got the BDE
statue yet.
Just yet of, like, let's say, I don't know, I'll carry somebody off the field
Sure.
in the middle of a scuffle.
Sure. But when your dad's here at the game,
your dad's here
recording you,
happy as could possibly be, just to even watch you play.
Yeah.
You know, but here, let's go ahead and run it. And I think any of the guys out there, whether you're a dad or not, whether you have 10 kids or 1 dog,
either way, we're son. I'm not a dad, I'm a son, right? So
son.
You can still relate.
I would
feel it.
You could feel this. Go ahead and run.
Incredible, dude. His first home run. His dad's there. Not only is he there, but he happens to pull. Obviously that happens, but he pulls his phone out. He's recording it and hits an absolute dinger
just
to left field.
Like
look at that. Look at him.
He almost hit that to Raymond James Stadium.
That's just
like Tom Brady was like, oh, baseball.
What's up? I love that. And like you said, whether you're a dad or a son, like, you can relate to that moment. And just any big sporting moment. This happens all the time, but this just happened right after Father's Day, which is really cool.
Yeah, right after Father's Day. He was there. He's probably filmed every at-bat that his son has had since he's been in the major league.
But it's a first homer in the major league.
Gosh.
There's no... Goosies.
I did.
There's no other greater moment than this right here. So I absolutely love it. Loved every second
Yeah,
of it.
we made this number 3 in the BDE moments, and that does not take anything away from that. That is an
Yes,
amazing.
this isn't. We just felt like the other two were pretty amazing feats, and that's why they had that. Well, some might argue the first one isn't, but the first one I absolutely love. So I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, yeah.
The next
One
one,
away.
we're getting a little early into the Olympic talk, which we'll come back to as we mentioned. But Kerrion Knighton breaks Usain Bolt's 200-meter record for runners.
Usain Bolt. Anybody who has not ever watched a summer Olympic event,
you know who he
you've
is.
been
Don't
under
play
a
games
rock.
with me. Don't play games with me. You know who the Bolt is.
Exactly.
Even as us Americans, we adopted him.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And he adopted us.
Anytime he was on the field, I mean, Tyson Gale. I mean, there's a couple times it was hard to look, red, white, and blue, thick and thin.
Oh, for sure.
But it's
Be still my heart.
you can't hate Usain Bolt. It was exciting to watch that guy be great.
Look, the guy was amazing to watch, even though he was a Jamaican athlete, because he embodied, like he looked at the records and kind of shook his head at them. And
every time he would win, he would like look behind him. Right? It was just so eeasy.
Like,
I don't imagine if he actually like if he.
Do you remember the couple times where he broke records and he's
kind of like
jogged at the end?
My point, if he would have busted his butt, if he might have held on to more records or made it a little harder to get, I don't know. But this kid here, under 18 years old, he finished third for the race. But what this set is the tone, the potential of what's to come for this kid and for USA or American running.
Which is great for the USA.
Which is awesome, yeah.
Look, he's young.
Because we've always kind of, for running the track and field, we battle with countries like Jamaica, Kenya in the longer distances.
Nigeria, I think Nigeria,
but it's mainly just Jamaica. Bahamas are pretty good in the short distances. But America, we always do pretty well in those. So
yeah, Michael Johnson, and then like you had the two guys who Dan and Dan. Like I think it was before you were even alive, but it was like it was a Reebok like advertisement.
Okay.
Like the Dan and Dan, they were both parts of
the track team.
Yeah, and neither one of them made the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they sold literally like 4 million shoes or something because it was the Dan and Dan track shoes, and neither one of them actually made it. So that's where we were.
Yeah,
I just want to point that out.
How far we've come.
And now we have the Michael Johnsons, and we've had
Kerrion Knighton now.
Knighton, yeah.
This is pretty exciting. I'm excited for this.
I'm so excited.
Again, I cannot wait for the Olympics, and this is just a big moment. But that is not our number one moment. Our number one moment comes to you from the good, loving field of Boston. Fenway Park.
Which is exactly where I find like the good loving feel is Boston, Massachusetts.
I don't even want to set this up. I just want to let you guys see this. Ready? You're kind of seeing what's going on here. If the font wasn't there, hits him with a turnaround, proposes in Fenway Park.
And the Boston fans are cheering.
They're cheering. They're booing. They don't know what to think, right? Because the people that are sitting next to them, they already know he's wearing Yankees gear. But people that are watching can't see right away.
Right. Until he stands up.
He flips the turnaround.
Right.
So
boom.
A Yankee fan is in Fenway Park. Fully decked out in Yankee gear.
Because Boston and New York love each other from a baseball standpoint.
The just the history here alone.
Yes.
To go into Fenway Park wearing that is BDE.
It's BDE.
I would say 9 inches. To propose to your girlfriend wearing that in your most hated team's park, we're pushing 19, bud.
Look. Here's what I'm saying. If you go into that scenario wearing those colors, you don't even have a 9-inch. You have like a 3-inch. And you have so much energy. You have nothing to back it up other than you don't give a damn. But I'm gonna look. I love the Yankees. And clearly, no, I don't. He is.
Oh yes,
he loves the Yankees. He doesn't give a shit where he is. And he apparently loves that chick so much that he set her up for. That could have been a situation that went terribly wrong.
I feel what I love is that like as a Red Sox fan, like what do you do? Like it's a great moment. Right.
Yeah, you can't take somebody. Look,
the cheers, the boos, the screaming,
passion away. Like, look,
But like you would think like Yankee Stadium that'd be the place to do it, but in Fenway,
maybe she's a Boston person.
That's true. We didn't see what she was wearing.
No,
I tried to check.
She was wearing like neutral gray.
She probably didn't want the smoke. He clearly invited and
Oh,
wanted
he brought the Thunder.
all of the smoke.
Yeah, she married the Thunder. He brought that.
Someone's got to get this guy on the interview.
How do we not? Look, we missed
I
out
typed
on
in
Sons
Jeter
before.
because I saw his name on the back.
Yeah, well, that's not him.
Yeah, nothing came up. Yeah,
that's
it didn't look like him.
No.
So no, I'll have to try to find.
I don't think if you look on the internet for a guy named Jeter that you'll find anything. Who?
Maybe his first name. If I can get his first name.
I've seen it. I think it's The Rock.
He's The Rock?
No, that's The Rock.
Oh,
You're
okay.
thinking of Dwayne Johnson.
Okay,
I'm saying this guy who played for New York.
Oh, so that wasn't his name.
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
I think there was a guy named The Rock Jeter.
Okay. I think I've heard of that guy. Pretty good.
Yeah, maybe.
So that was our number one BDE moment of the week. Moving into...
Well, one thing I want to make sure that we bring back. Look,
Okay.
and you and I talked about this a little bit precast.
Sure.
Is BDE isn't about moments, but it's about making sure that you stay in that zone.
Sure.
BDE isn't a one-time thing.
It's a lifestyle. We mentioned that in the past.
lifestyle.
Yes,
Exactly.
it's not so we find moments that encompass the lifestyle.
Right. But what I want to make sure that we point out here
is we're looking for
the long term, the sustainability. Are you BDE that one time? Sure.
We have
you
those.
Stay there.
Can you do it more often?
Can you? Well, yeah. I mean, look. I mean, we all want to be BDE daily, but here are some examples of stuff that we've pointed out as BDE, and not only did we point it out, but here we are, a week, maybe 2 weeks later,
and we're still hearing about them,
and they're still there.
They're still making noise.
Yep, exactly.
So the first one being our favorite guy so far, Steven Skosh. Skosh. The Virginia pitcher that had one of the greatest interviews of all time.
Dots.
Phenomenal.
The man just wants some Dippin' Dots, and the inflation on that right now in this market.
I can only imagine what it is today since we last spoke. He tweeted out a picture of him, again, Olympic talk, the GOAT, Michael Phelps. And this is what his caption was. You ready for this?
Let's go.
I mean, to get a picture with Phelps is pretty great. I mean, you probably would have got. I would have given you we probably would have had him on this segment anyways. But for this caption, ready? He has 23 gold medals, and I can eat 23 chocolate gold medallions in one sitting. So I mean, we're both elite, I guess.
Logic makes sense to me.
I mean, I don't disagree. So, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say to that. Honestly, I mean,
of course.
What do I argue?
Nothing. You know what you say? Damn right.
You're right. Okay.
You know why?
Moving on.
Because you were BDE 2 weeks ago, and you're BDE now, and that's the concept.
It's a lifestyle.
You never let it go.
It doesn't. You do it naturally at this point, which I love. The next one is our girl, old Simon Biles.
Yeah, I love her.
Right, the gymnast, the beast. We had her on here because she wore her leotard with the bedazzled goat. So for the Olympic trials, I'm sure they have more like strict uniforms, right? She can't be having no bedazzled goats. But that's not going to stop her.
No,
she's got to let them know. How would they know? They'll never know.
She'll tell them.
You know what she does?
Go.
She bedazzles her slides. Not only does she have one goat, two of them, one for each foot.
Well, I mean, if you got 2 feet,
I mean, you are letting them. At this point, again, it's a lifestyle. You're just wearing it naturally, just confidently.
Just confident.
And I love it.
Yeah, and not letting somebody take it away from you. Like, oh, there's uniform requirements, there's restrictions.
Oh, no problem. I can handle that.
I got this.
Sit back, hold my beer.
Hold my slippers. Here we go.
So
look, I love the fact that, and we talked just a little bit about the new prodigy coming out of Tampa on the track and field side of things.
Carry on Knighton, yes, sir.
Yeah. And then, look, we've got our established GOAT.
Simon.
Yes. And
where we headed, Holly? Tell him.
Look.
Tell him, Holly.
I can't tell him. You got it. You said you had this one.
I
so
know. Look, you're warming it up, so I was kind of ready. So the Olympics have always been my favorite thing to watch because they're so rare. The amount of work and effort, not discrediting any other sport, but you bust your butt, you bust your tail for so long.
Years.
Years.
4 years.
For some people, for Usain Bolt, for example, for 9 seconds. 9.6 seconds of fame. You trained for 4 years for 9.6 seconds of fame. Like, that's crazy, right?
It's insane.
It's insane. So,
and not only that, but the competition level that you're going up against.
I would say it's the best in the world.
It has to be. That's a fair statement,
right?
For in and of what the Olympics are.
It's the best of the best. And you have to just be dialed into a whole another level. I mean, making the Olympic team, that's a BDE lifestyle. I mean, just everybody there. So I've always enjoyed watching these moments. And we've always had these mascots, right? A Usain Bolt has been one. Shaun White,
yes,
right?
For sure.
The flying tomato, right? He's been one. A Simon Biles, right? We've always had a gymnast that's been there. Phelps, I would say, has been the biggest
for hands down.
mascot
hands down.
for forever now.
Yeah, and
right?
I mean, there was
for my entire childhood, it was Phelps.
Phelps, and then you have Michaela with the I am not happy face.
Yes.
A product of Florida.
Florida, yes. Ohano. He was the speed skater, speed ice skater. There's just so many. We find these people that we latch onto, and it's crazy that we even can remember these guys, and we only see them for a week or two.
Ish.
And now look, some of them will carry. Now with this day and age, they last a lot longer with memes and things like that. But growing up as a kid,
advertisements, yes.
all you had was Wheatie boxes.
That was it.
I remember Phelps and Ohano and Shaun White.
Ohano was a Florida guy?
No. I'm just talking about like being on the Wheaties box. Like those were the guys that I remember for me growing up.
Speed skating.
Speed skating.
Yeah, who was the swimmer that went to Florida? He was your guy.
Lochte, Caleb Dressel.
Yeah.
Lochte was coming up, but he was in that shadow of Phelps.
Of Phelps, yeah.
So the question is now, who is the GOAT? Who is the mascot? Who's gonna be that next Phelps for the Olympics this year? Let's just say not for the winter. Just right now, we've got some runners in there, right? We've got some big hitters.
Yep.
But who's going to be the guy that breaks the record for 8 gold medals in a single run? Now, not every athlete can do that. They can't. They don't have the opportunity to do that. But
especially when they're younger, they specialize in a certain type of race.
Sure.
And then as they mature through their career,
they expand on it.
They expand because they just get better and better and train.
So the big question of the day, to you and to me, we're going to debate on whether or not who thinks right or wrong. Who do you have? You told me you've got this.
I do.
Who do you have as the next mascot / GOAT? Tell me who you think it's going to be.
So this is going to be a little bit of a curveball.
Okay.
All right. But I am a huge fan of track and field. I love it.
I'm excited for this because
I'm not going to lie.
We didn't discuss this beforehand.
Not at all.
All I know is you said her. So I was thinking somebody else. But now that you said track and field, I'm ready for it.
For all the folks who are listening out there, like we have a little bit of a precast conversation just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Just on what we're going to talk about.
That we're on the same day.
Always throw something like this in there, right? Like just like we did with the trophy and things
and
like
the
that.
intro.
Yes,
I never know what to expect.
You never know what's coming with that. But look, I love track and field, and there is a young lady.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that I pronounce her name right. It is Sha'Carri Richardson.
Okay.
Young.
I know you're talking about. Yes, I'm looking her up now, but I watched her this past weekend.
21 years old.
The hair is phenomenal.
The hair is unbelievable. She has no F's given. And because, look, they go out there, they do their thing. Again, like you said about Usain Bolt, like these people aren't out there for the face time, right? You only get 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 12 seconds.
Yeah, hers is 10.86. Yeah.
Right, okay. But one, she's from Oregon. She went to the University of Oregon. They are well known for their track and field. And then not only that, but she goes out there and she just has bad B.
BBE?
And yeah, she has the BBE.
BBE.
Yeah.
Bad bitch energy.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, she has BBE, and she almost kind of encapsulates what we want to almost bring out, not just with what we're trying to do with us, but the ladies out there.
Sure.
They need to understand that, like, we call it BDE, but it's not just that. And
it's a lifestyle again.
Sha'Carri Richardson has gone out there, and she has, at 21 years old, owned performance and just taken the look and just making it hers.
I listen. I love this. You throw me for a ringer. I thought for sure you're gonna pick Simone Biles, and I was prepared to argue this.
Yeah. Okay.
I was prepared to go against you against her, because I mean it is an easy pick, right? For some reason I wasn't prepared for this.
I would almost take a Michaela, even though I don't know if she's still in the Olympics.
No, she's not gonna be the mascot. Yeah. But I think what makes this pick so great is track and field is much popular. It's more popular. Maybe not more popular than gymnastics, but it's a much more loved sport.
Yep.
And we haven't necessarily dominated as much as we have in the gymnastics.
Yes, gymnastics we've been amazing.
Right, we've always been great with. We've always kind of fought
Bella
against
Karolyi
China.
Came here from, I want to say, Romania or Russia, and he has just turned our gymnastics team into animals.
Sure. So for this, right, again, that mascot, that unsung hero, that gives us something to go after. Because Simone Biles, it's like, hey, that's already a W. We know that's going to be a W, right? I like this pick. I'm kind of you got me.
Oh,
you got to take it. Listen, I think my pick. I
Stanley cupped you from last week because again, man, you got me on that one. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I mean, I love the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
But I'll give you and all the people who are at home watching.
So 1-0.
You got. Well, no,
I'm not
1-1.
Hold on. Well, I haven't gone yet. I'm just telling me. You caught me.
You're not gonna beat me.
You caught me on this.
Let's go.
Simply because with the Olympics, it's a little finicky thing because stats are great, but it's kind of who's going to bring you that energy to get you. Let's freaking go, right? So my pick.
I'm anxious at this point.
We're going back to the pool.
Okay.
We're going back to the pool, and I'm between two people in the pool. But there's one person who I think they can give Michael the best run and possibly break his record of 8 gold medals. Oof. He's a Florida boy. Go Gators.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Caleb Dressel. The guy's a freak, bro. Okay, guy's a freak. He got the world record last year.
Yep.
Okay. He's exciting to watch. He dominates. He's an absolute tank. He's in the pool, right, which is a very popular sport.
Yes. It was another fun sport to watch.
Yes. It's so boring. It's track on the water.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
It's very fast. It's very quick. But he has multiple events. He has 3 guaranteed right now, and they're determining whether or not he's probably going to do a couple relays. And that's what makes it exciting for me. I'm sure Shakira Richards will do some relays, and that's where the excitement comes in, right? Because now you're taking...
Love the relays, like the baton or the...
The greatest moment of Phelps, to me, the greatest moment that I recall out of all of them was when they won the relay.
Yes, when he was the last leg swimmer.
Because that was the one...
he had to dive.
He wasn't the last. He was started last.
Was he?
He was started last or second last.
Was it Lochte?
No, I don't remember who the last swimmer was. It wasn't Lochte.
But we were behind.
We were way behind. It was an older swimmer. Like he was at his end of his career, and he just
he just got chilled.
Right, and he chased down the Australians and just took them home. And all you see is Phelps going like just freaking out, bro. Like you're like like he's not even in the pool, right? Like that was the first time you get to see Phelps kind of like. Because usually they're in the pool, right? And he doesn't experience it until he's done. But Phelps is watching it happen, and you're watching Phelps watch it happen, right?
Yeah.
Like that was just
talk about reaction videos.
Oh
just
my God.
at the BDEest of levels of BDE.
Just absolutely incredible, right? So
do you remember like the race between him and Lochte when they were against each other?
Yeah.
And he literally was like wearing like a hoodie and like a pair of headphones, and Lochte was like, whoa. Chilling,
yeah, just vibing.
And BDE was like, or Phelpsy was
just not
over here,
not
just
feeling
like, it. He just wouldn't even look at him. That was good. That was good
so
stuff.
I think,
I like that pick. I like that pick a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I think if he races in a few of those, depending on how many he does, I know he can do 7 races. They're talking about even 8 or 9, possibly. Again, the more relays he does, it's going to be a little bit harder because you're relying on more people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's where that comes into play.
And look, so going into some of the Olympics prior, I knew who our swimmers were. It was Phelps. It was Lochte. It was
yep.
But going into this one,
Caleb Dressel and Ledecky were our main 2.
Yep.
Everyone else was kind of still up in the air. There wasn't anything, and that was kind of cool watching the trials this year. There was a lot of people that watching them make it was pretty cool. Because in the years past, it was like, all right, Phelps, let's go and let's just knock this out, please. So let's get this done. We didn't care. We didn't care because we knew who was going. And this year was cool to see kind of who's going to take it. It's anybody's ball game to kind of take this in.
Right.
They had a year off. There's a lot of things that were involved.
A A lot like Simone Biles. Like, Simone's going to be there. She's
Sure.
going to crush it. I know we don't have it queued up because it was a little bit difficult to find like a
her
visual.
flip?
This girl, she just went bananas in
the
trials. Well, she knows she's going.
And
she
I
had
think-
nothing to lose, and she just busts out like the triple Lindy.
And that's a great point when you said nothing to lose. Because we talked about that being a BDE moment. But with nothing to lose, is it really a BDE moment? You hit it, but it's like practice.
Right.
We're talking about practice, not a game.
But you did it. You hit it.
Sure. And,
Right.
and it was in front of a crowd on TV. I get it. But
It's still a confidence thing. You didn't have to do it.
Sure.
It's just you out there. Like, I've already checked my box. Let me show you how good I can be when my country isn't writing on whether or not I can land it.
Sure.
Because I'm that much of a badass.
I feel you.
It's the goat. It's the goat
It's
here.
the-
It's the
it's the
goat down
bedazzles.
here. Yeah.
So, you can make the argument, why isn't she the mascot? And that was a tough one for me. I think where I kind of drew back is she does a couple of events. She's got the team event plus she does a lot of events. Actually, I'm completely wrong on this, but I don't know. I'm more of a swimming person. I love the gymnastics, but I think the excitement, because it's that that adrenaline rush you get from like a sprint or a swim.
And I think what it is
Because you have to wait for other teams to perform in the gymnastics.
It's a time. Because what you're doing is timed, and you're literally counting 9.7, 9.8, 9.9.
Tenth
You're
of a
down
second.
to tenths of a second. Whereas
Gymnastics,
some of the
there's a
gymnastic
delay.
stuff, yes. Well,
You got to land this to get
You got
this.
to land that, right? And then you got to wait for the judges.
There isn't the
and
buzzer
there's some
beater.
reasonability, right? There is no. Here's what I got to hit.
Sure.
And I just finished 0.2 of a second less than, and that's what pumps you. You're like, go, 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 go.
Because I feel like with those two sports, it's kind of like UFC. You can be the best in the world. You can be dominant. But and this can happen too in gymnastics, where you can get an injury and something like that. But it just takes a little slip or a little misstep. And again, same thing with gymnastics. But there's points, right? So it kind of accumulate. You can make up for it. Right. If you slip on that run,
now,
or if you don't get off the block fast enough.
Gymnastics wise, that balance beam.
I'm not
that's one of my favorite things.
I'm not talking the gymnastics down at all. It's an incredible sport. I think we're just kind of getting the point across of the adrenaline.
What drives you to be so pumped about?
You're sitting there kind of just on your edge of your seat, like, let's go. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
you're literally just watching the clock tick, and you get anxious.
Well, when they set up or they get on the block to jump off, like I'm losing my mind watching this, because the next 30 seconds for swimming or for 20 seconds, they're going to be a world champion. They're going to be the greatest in the world of the Olympics.
And then the fight,
I couldn't even fathom that.
Like
4 years.
Ahead of time, like what their score was. Like, what their time was. And I don't know, for me, like swimming, I know this sounds dumb, but they don't know. They just did what they did, and then they pop up.
Yeah, they look around.
They look around for
that I went. Now you can kind of see sometimes, but if it's super close, they have no clue.
They have no clue
who hit it first.
Right.
So, look, I'm excited. We've got
USA, baby. Just for the record.
Obviously.
Olympics, USA.
In case you guys didn't know.
Let's go.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode.
I'm excited. Like,
I think I started off a little slow, but I think we kind of reeled her in.
You got the blood pumping a little bit there, Shelly.
I give the shirt all the credit.
It is the shirt. It brought out the
and your intro.
Well,
that's the only reason I came.
That's a given.
That's the only reason I came here today.
That's a given.
Make sure you guys keep that BDE flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, like, subscribe.
Be here next week, every Wednesday. Early in the morning, we post it. We post clips throughout the week after that. So.
Trust us, we have our BDE weekends, and no matter what, for you folks at home, we're always going to be here to do this.
We'll make sure that we are live Wednesday morning,
yes,
7:38 a.m. So we want to make sure we have a consistent schedule for you guys, and hopefully we can get more out soon. But for now, with our BDE weekends, we're doing one a week.
Keep that BDE flowing.
Until next time, I'm Shelton.
And I'm Holly.
See ya. Boogity boogity.
Yeah.